All right, guys. How we doing tonight? Just a second, please. Let me adjust the volume. All right, guys. Kenny B here from Season Suburbs, February 11th, 2019. And for all of you who are listening tonight, with us tonight, thank you for following the page. We love it. We've got a lot of questions tonight that were emailed to my page, and they're great questions about, cities and suburbs. And I posted something the other night real quick about just a teaser about, our cities in America now stealing the suburbs thunder, question mark. So what does that mean to you guys? Okay, it really comes down to what's a city, what is a suburb. There you go. What's an edge city? What is an edge city? Okay. And what is going on right now? A reversal of a population shift, if you will. Let me take you back to the 40s, where cities after World War II, there was a population decline. And in fact, a lot of baseball teams were lost during the 40s and the 50s to the sprawling of America, Brooklyn Dodgers. You guys have heard me say this before, San Francisco Giants, excuse me, followed the population and the shifting of America. The cities became crowded, dirty, loud. And once the automobile in the 50s particularly became, the government really subsidized highway travel and really encouraged people to be in their car, and this was the American dream, getting away from the cities and the dirty, this, and that's where all your manufacturing was located, and you didn't have an option of, even 100 years ago, just jumping in the account and saying, hey, I'm taking a job up in Pittsburgh. Well, I have hours to kill spending it in my car. Anyway, we're going to get into that and not to stay too long tonight, because I know all you guys are really, after the Patriots Super Bowl, a win last Sunday, 2 Sundays ago. Pardon me. Now we can shift our focus to the Boston Red Sox from Florida. Pitches and catches reporting. The truck is leaving. Yes, it's going to be awesome. And we got some snow coming tomorrow, I guess, on February 12th. February. So many people don't know how to spell that. Believe me, I'm one of them. But we're actually having a significant interruption for the first time this year that I can remember. 4 to 6 inches in the Worcester area, coming in at the lousiest suck time which is about 1 o'clock after 12 tomorrow. I don't deal with that stuff. I've got plenty of stuff to do here at home. But I will be one of the pitchers and catchers reporting for duty. Yes, until my mid is all covered with snow. But yeah, I was just really, I don't have too much for you guys tonight, which means I have too much for you guys tonight. So right now, I am really freaked out about the shifting population centers in America, particularly between the cities, the suburbs, and the edge cities. So you probably haven't heard that word edge city before, but an edge city is actually, I feel I live in an edge city. I'm from Charlton, Massachusetts. I'm sorry, I reside. I live in Charlton, Massachusetts, but I feel it's an edge city. It is stretched beyond the city itself, the city hub that binds up the whole community together, all these towns together, to the suburbs where, there's less density as far as land goes. And then there's folks like myself that live in a rural area but still depend on a hub for my employment. And so there's approximately, right now, I'm going to give you guys, now this is from the United States Census Bureau. Okay? You guys know the United States? Yeah. U.S. cities are home to 62% of the United States population, but comprise just 3.5% of the land area. So here we go. The density. So what's happening is I think there's finally, what was encouraged in the 50s was to have an automobile, move out of the cities, move into the suburbs, where, yeah, you were always attached to that hub for employment, but what was their attitude? Sorry. Oh, he took a dive. But the most metropolitan areas are attached to the hub. Okay. So now we're seeing back in the 50s, the 40s, 50s, 60s, okay, manufacturing gone, right? So all of that, either offshore or shopping trends, okay, malls, okay. So right now, it looks like, well, malls, you guys can see how malls are doing, right? Department stores, Sears used to be a department store, then it became a mall store, and malls are dying away. So the millennials right now are moving back to the city. They think it's cool. They think it's, which I find fascinating. I'm looking a lot of videos and interviews with younger people around, mostly in America, Canada, and even China. And people want to live in an environment where an impulse, I want to go here, gone. Get sushi, gone. Everything is right there. The second thing is that what really promoted people to move away from the urban center were the highway systems and the automobile. Okay, but now the suburbs are at war with the cities, because how much time do you spend getting to that city, okay, on a clogged freeway, okay, an hour back and forth, hour, 2.5 hours spent in your vehicle, and times that, how much are you paying for gas? Where now the younger generation is migrating back to the cities, into some very high-end uh, apartments, condominiums, places, if you will, density. People are packed in together. It's exciting, and suburbs are less density, and um, but even suburbs right now, they're creating a way to they're becoming bigger. They're almost becoming cities unto themselves. Um, so they can sustain their population. They're residential. Suburbs are basically commercially residential, and which off the interstate you can go to if you think about Hopkinton, Massachusetts, and you have Dell, EMC, whatever it once was, um, but that kept that town. You get a big taxpayer like that, big corporation, and residents that live there can keep the zoning to, we only want 10,000 people to live here, uh, and let EMC pay the bills. But yeah, commercial tax rate versus residential tax rate. So, but the bottom line is now people are shifting back to living in urban areas, and I just find it interesting because in the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, people couldn't wait to get the hell out, but now you created transportation, mobility, and well, we'll see what happens with our suburbs. We'll see what happens with uh, Worcester, Massachusetts, that developed all those beautiful apartments downtown, condos downtown, right along the rail line. Um, how is Worcester positioning itself to be an attractive, safe, comfortable place for the new millennials? Now, Worcester, 11 colleges, universities, they should have captured that crowd, generations ago. But um, how do you not create, but it should be more organic, it should be more organic, like the old rail lines, right? Rail lines, railroads. Well, they stopped. All of a sudden, towns were created along the stop. So cities should be the same way. They are reinventing themselves. They are on a new train line, if you will. Okay? So at each stop, what are we finding? Anyway, guys, I'm just going to say thank you for listening. And I'm going to fire this band. I'll tell you that, because these guys, they just think that they can, whatever. But are we doing the right things in Worcester? Are we doing the right things in Worcester? Cities, 64% of people now are moving back or live in cities. Let's look at that demographic, by the way. Most people interviewed said it's exciting living in the city. I bet you there's another demographic you could interview that says, I don't really feel that way. Anyway, we'll talk to you guys soon, all right? Thanks a lot, man. Check me out on Facebook, Kenny B, Cities and Suburbs, or here on YouTube. Thanks a lot.